Hello Aquarius, and welcome back to Divine Rebel at Joplin Marley Studios in Chicago. This is your July forecast. For those of you not familiar with me or the channel, or you're new, please be aware I don't sugarcoat my messages and I have no filter. So if that is not your thing, or you have children around, or you just don't appreciate that kind of a message, I'm always very respectful of that. I'm giving you the opportunity to sign off now. Otherwise, we are going to be getting into Aquarius's energy for July. This is for Aqua Suns and those who have strong Aquarian placements in their chart. Knowing what house Aquarius rules and what planets and stuff are in there can give you specific insights into maybe certain areas of your life. Okay? So, with that said, take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. Here we go. Aquarius and Aquarian energy. Spirit, please, for the month of July. I'm using my Naked Heart Tarot, and I'm going to be using my Crystal Mandala Oracle as guidance at the end. All right. What is going on for Aqua and Aquarian energy, Spirit, for the month of July? What is going on? What is going on for Aqua and Aquarian energies for July? What is going on? What is going on for Aqua and Aquarian energy for July? Okay. Yes. Aquarian energy. One more for the Four of Cups. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Innocence of Cups, or the Page of Cups. Top of the deck is the Chariot. All right, so Aqua, you know you're in the middle of divine movement. You know you're in the middle of divine movement. You know you're in the middle of divine intervention. Okay, divine miracle. You know you're in the process of seriously moving forward. This is a Pegasus with two heads. You might feel like you're being pulled in two directions and maybe don't know which way to go. But the underlying energy with the Page of Cups, this is about finding the new emotional beginning for the self. Okay, so Spirit's divinely moving you forward because there's a new emotional beginning within the self, reinventing the emotional self, Aqua. Reinventing the emotional self. Especially if you feel you've been carrying a lot of weight lately. You know, emotionally or spiritually speaking. If you've been holding the weight for others. I think there's a really good chance others are going to have to step up and make the effort on your level in order to keep up. Now we have the Five of Swords clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. You might be arguing with your outer experience about the new beginning in front of you. This is an Ace of Coin. This is a solid new beginning in the 3D. The Ace of Coins is like the miracle from the divine. It is the gift from the divine that comes in and says, hey, here's your solid new foundation. The issue with the shark and the 5 of Swords is that mentally in your mind, you may be worried about arguments subconsciously, right? Because the shark is also below the surface, even though it's in, the realm of swords, which is air. I think mentally there's subliminal fears about arguments, maybe that stem from your past, right? Past patterns. So the universe is giving you a new opportunity, and mentally you have to be aware of the fact that you have almost self-sabotaging thoughts, visualizing arguments in advance. All right, if you know there's going to be arguments in advance, like not you're assuming because of history with a specific person. But because this is new, it's almost like you can't take the old primitive way with you. It can't be one of those things where like you smell blood and all of a sudden like you're out kind of thing. It's having to choose a new direction of thought. Because we have the 9 of Wands with the 9 of Swords. Okay, so this is the monkey mind feeling like it's on its last leg, last straw. It's having anxiety. It doesn't know if it could take another failure. All right, so you have this beautiful new beginning that you're mentally conflicted about, worried about possible or potential arguments, and the reason being is because you're on your last leg and don't know if you could take another hit, right? Another failure. And I think what that's manifesting is it's only a matter of time before you break your heart with that. You're juggling 2 realities, the ideal and the real, and the worry, right? It's only a matter of time before your fear state or your love state take over. And if you allow your fear state to take over, what you fear appears, I think you'll end up in a heartbreaking situation. Because you feared it from the beginning. You feared the arguments, you feared the fights, and so therefore you put yourself in a place of anxiety in this monkey mind kind of energy that you had no business actually being in mentally. Like you had no reason to worry. I mean, the divine is moving you in a miracle kind of direction. You don't actually have to worry about anything. If anything, you might need to apologize yourself for contracting yourself to too much shit. With the 4 of Cups, clarified by the 3 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Hermit. I think you're sitting on an opportunity. I don't think you're necessarily focused on the abundance, right? The 3 of Cups. I don't think you're focused on the abundance. I think you're holding on to this hermit mode with the 4 of Coin and the Hermit. I think that with the 4 of Coins energy is you have so much abundance around you and you're holding on to this Hermit energy. Or a Virgo. You might be holding on to a Virgo you need to let go of. You're sitting on an opportunity for abundance because you're waiting on a Virgo. But I feel like you have abundance all around you. And you're holding on to this hermit mode, this idea of doing it by yourself. And in all of these cards, mind you, I've been talking about someone else, right? There's someone else, there's some kind of new beginning, some kind of something. And yet there's no cards that actually signify anybody helping you. And I think that's because mentally you're already in this alone state. You're already feeling alone, like you have to do it, which is why I think you're possibly manifesting the conflict because you're conflicted with yourself about doing it individually. But this Chariot, right, this 2-headed Pegasus, I keep being drawn to it. It's like 2 heads, but 1 body. You're both have your mind and your head attached to the same momentum going in the same direction. Like your minds are moving in the same direction, even if you're not necessarily looking at the same direction or looking at the same exact image of what the reality is. One's looking at the reality over here, one's looking at the reality over here, but the divine is bringing you both in the same direction. I think you're being contracted to emotionally level up and allow the universe to bring in someone or something that benefits you, and to not get hung up on the past, and to not manifest arguments or heartbreak or anxiety or feeling like you can't take another failure because, you know, you're banking on this person, or you don't want to bank on that person because every time you have banked on somebody else, it's fallen through. And it's like Spirit's like, no, you can bank on this person. Matter of fact, I kind of need you to bank on this person because I need you both moving in the same direction. You know, don't be afraid of what could happen between the two of you because of the past, right? Because of the past. This isn't the universe, you know, telling you that you have to struggle. Maybe you've struggled through the lessons of needing to learn to be independent from the wrong people that you know, have conflicts with, that you end up on your last leg with. But when the universe knows that you're at this moment where you can't take anymore and you can't take another failure and you're determined to succeed, the universe is going to connect you with the people that you need the most, and you're not doing it alone. So don't hold on to the idea of doing it alone and miss the opportunity for abundance that's all around you because you're having a hard time letting go of the monkey mind, being afraid to depend on somebody, you know, because maybe others have fallen through, or they've pulled the rug out from under you, or they've surprised you, or they didn't show up and do what they were supposed to do. They didn't make the effort like they were supposed to make, and things fail. You know, it doesn't take off the way you want because someone's not on board. I think you have someone who is very much of the same star stuff as you. And this is emotionally maturing, right? You're emotionally maturing into relationships that are not just between you and what you're creating. You're creating more emotionally evolved connections where you can actually depend on others because they have your highest good heart, and vice versa, and they have the same goal. Yeah, sacred play. The universe. Sagittarius got this card. Sacred play with Angel Kaliel and Polychrome Jasper. The universe does what it does for a reason. There's a reason why we have bad memories. There's a reason why we have good memories. There's a reason why we resonate in certain directions and why we don't resonate in all at others. Anything the universe does is for your highest good in the healing. It's for your highest good in the healing. So just because, you know, you went through a bunch of negative stuff with, you know, depending on others for however long in your life, the fact that you've developed independence, you know, the universe is like, see how important all that stuff was, because now you're an authentic individual, and now I can connect you with other people who've also started to master their authenticity, and you can start to connect in the same direction as one. You might literally be two separate people, or two separate minds, or two separate perspectives, but you're of one collective body with one collective purpose. And I think that holding on to the idea of being alone would be to your detriment. Holding on to the idea that you don't actually have support for your greater cause would be to your detriment. The universe said, Aquarius, you're being blessed, honey. Like, you're being blessed. You're being blessed with divine help to keep you from feeling hurt, to keep you from feeling like you can't take another failure. Like the divine stepped up and gave you something that you don't need to argue with yourself and your mind about, because it's the spirit saying, hey, it's a beautiful new beginning. A very strong one. A very strong one. This is the beginning of something good. You don't need your monkey mind to cause you anxiety or feel like you have to juggle, all these different realities or all these, past, present, futures. Like, you just need to absolutely love the abundance that's around you in this moment. Hold on to yourself, right? Hold on to your authenticity. Hold on to yourself. Don't lose yourself in your connections with other people. Maintain who you are and know that you are working with others in the same direction towards a common goal that I believe abundance is a huge part of. Okay, between this and this, I think it's just a matter of getting through the mental rest of it. Because we've got a lot of swords here. 5 of swords, 9 of swords, 3 of swords are not great swords either. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the mind that you're allowing to release. So I hope that helps. I do want to read just a little bit of sacred play for you because sometimes the words in the book just resonate with people differently. So I'm going to read this for you real quick. Okay. Just because I'm not even going to read the whole thing, a sentence popped out at me. It says, do not feel guilty or ashamed. Okay. It says, we bring you the gift of sacred play. We enter your heart bringing joy and an ability to have fun, to laugh, and to see the silly and playful side of life and to be entertained by the wonderful spectacle of life. When you know how to look, you will see the joyful hand of the Creator behind so many of the people, places, and things you see every day. You will begin to feel the Creator's delight in creation, and you will feel laughter deep in your soul, a joyful connection with the universe as you realize that even in its strange and sometimes dark mystery, life has a brightness and a delight to it, a sense of humor, and a quirky, amusing, enjoyable beauty. We know there is great joy inside you, and we will help you reconnect with that joy now, so even in your most arduous challenges, you will not diminish your capacity to feel the light of your spirit and take the delight of life. And take delight in your life. It takes courage to connect with your inner world and to go deep into the truth of your pain and bring love to those wounds, to allow a healing current to transform and free you from the past. It takes maturity to live with depth, to look beyond the surface and to refuse to give up on your journey when something difficult is asked of you in order to grow. It's okay, Aqua. It's okay. If it was a dark place for you for a long time, being alone, and you finally have accepted it, that you're maybe not alone, that maybe you do have spirit helping you and you do have the divine helping you, or God or your angels, and you're not alone. The universe said, see, you've depended on your spirit, your higher spirit so much, as above, so below. We're bringing you in earth angels in alignment. You're literally not alone anymore because you've mastered that part. You've mastered that part. Do not feel guilty or ashamed if you just so happen to slip and go back into these dark shadows of not trusting. Don't feel guilty for being human and healing. You just make right on it the best you can when you can. That's it. We own our shit. You have to. You own your shit. So, yeah, it says the divine is extending a hand of friendship. You've been working so hard. So if there's a knock on your door, it's the universe in the form of that cheeky and curious, friendly person that's inviting you to come outside and play. Play in the fresh air of the world, right? Come out and experience what happens when you cast the shadows out of your heart space. So, until next time, Aqua, I hope that helps you immensely on your month forward. I think you have all the help you need. Don't let yourself mentally get in your own way. It'll be great. Everything you're doing will be great. The universe knows what it's doing. It's fucking brilliant. So until next time, Divine Rebel Racey signing off. Remember, always love each other, and most importantly, love yourselves. Bye, everybody.